What's up, guys?
Hey, friends.
Greetings, fellas.
We have an offer for you.
We'd like to make a small deal.
We have an interesting proposition.
Get the new shiny Dota 2 ticket.
Buy the new Starladder ticket.
Support us with ticket purchases.
And we promise to show you our best.
We'll show you excellent and magnificent Dota.
We will make sure you see some amazing games.
Take the first step into the next season.
We are counting on you.
Help us make Starladder 11 awesome.
We will see you again sooner than you think.
Thank you for your support.
And your contribution will make us a little bit happier. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Starladder Season 11 Europe. We've got the group stage, Virtus.Pro versus Virtus.Pro Classic. It's a civil war breaking out here, Merlini.
Have these two teams squared off recently? I don't think so.
Recently.
I have dubbed them VP Old School versus VP Avant-Garde.
I like that. Very
Polar doesn't do them
apropos.
justice.
Polar. Polar is a weird word for a secondary team, you know? I like colors. I like black and white, you know, red and blue.
What's C-Deck? Do you know what that stands for?
I did at one point. Parker, what does CDEC stand for? I used to know, and I can't remember. The California Data Exchange Center?
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Oh, it's something that makes a lot of sense.
But Polar, we don't actually know. Anyways, going to this draft, Andrew and I will be casting 3 series, right? And this is the first
three
one?
best of ones.
Three best of ones.
So we've got 3 best of ones coming up. Looking at our schedule here, we can just pop it up real quick. Empire just beat Na'Vi, so we'll have Virtus.Pro versus Virtus.Pro.Polar, which is what we're seeing now. After this, come on, there we go. It'll be Na'Vi versus Power Rangers. Then our final game of the day will be Virtus.Pro.Polar versus MYI, My Insanity. And that's where our coverage for today will end. We are about 40 minutes behind after the pauses from the last game. So
it's because I wasn't here.
That's about where we're at. Yeah, Officer Merlini was not here to crack the proverbial whip, get these players in shape.
Police don't have whips, dude.
It's also it's Lil's birthday, Lil Hardy. So see if you can get a couple birthday jokes in there. Let's do this right. Christmas Eve day, birthday. That's already bad luck.
My brother's birthday was yesterday. That was right close to Christmas birthdays.
Equally bad luck. Yeah, Christmas birthdays suck.
You get one gift for 2 occasions.
Mm-hmm. The inverse value. So let's look at this draft a little bit. Virtus.Pro.Polar, they get Brewmaster Dazzle to get things started, and Virtus.Pro Classic, they'll take Skywrath and the Tidehunter. Interesting to see Virtus.Pro.Polar picking the Elder Titan into the Dazzle, regarded as one of the heroes that actually works some wonders against the Elder Titan, but
works mediocre.
Yeah, it's okay.
I would say.
VP feeling very confident, though. Very scary lineup. 2 big boys in the Skywrath to support him around the back. Look at that first ban on the Night Stalker, though.
I can't say I'm sad to see the Venom ban.
I'm not sad either. Zeus been banned out. Apparently there's been some Zeus play. Dendy played Zeus earlier. You missed that while you were snoozing. So that's
We've
nice.
seen a lot of Zeus lately.
Yeah, he's really on the rise. Old man Mario.
You really have to, I mean, you don't have to ban him, but he's really good with any sort of magic amplification on your team.
Yeah.
With Ancient Seal plus Elder Titan, or even just a simple like Blink Rabbit into Zeus Ult. Everyone's at half.
Mm-hmm. It's really disgusting how much damage he puts out, and that's the nice thing about him is you can build him super mobile and get some free scouting. Not fun to deal with, but the Raptor picked up 3rd for Virtus.Pro.Polar. They thought about it for a while, and well, these teams know exactly what they want to play today. Merlini, PA, 5 Virtus.Pro Classic, and Polar grab the Naga Siren as their primary course. Looks like that'll be what Illidan's playing this go-around.
10 seconds remaining.
It's a PA versus Naga. Very strange matchup. PA pretty bad at dealing against split push, but Naga's also pretty bad at killing a PA. So it's very awkward. And PA can get BKB, but Naga can net. But if she nets, PA can still blink strike. So there's I don't know. Neither of these heroes work well versus each other. Versus each other. Naga Siren, of course, wins in the split push game. Phantom Assassin, of course, wins in the, I guess, woman fight game.
CDEX stands
Cat
for
fight.
Chinese Elite Dota Community, by the way. Chinese Elite Dota Community.
China's Dota elite community.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Transposed it. But yeah, those are what the word, just as a follow-up there. Thank you, Twitch chat.
Excellent.
Excellent. So,
Excellent.
yeah, I do like the way Virtus.Pro Polar have built around this Naga, though. Disruptor and Dazzle, two really good supports to use on top of the Song of the Siren there. If you can catch a few heroes, set up with the Static Storm, Dazzle can get the weave on, and it'll start ticking those charges, even when they're in that deep, deep slumber. So pretty solid so far. We'll see what they grab with their off-laner. What are they going to get for old Mag? We got to stop calling Mag an off-laner. He's really a jungler at this point. That's his. I want to ask you about that, actually. Maybe we'll see it this game. Like, the last 2 weeks, every game I've cast, he'll go jungle level 1. And he's done it on weird. He'll do it with Veno. He'll do it with Doom. He goes offlane Bat Rider. He'll start jungle level 1.
He's just safer.
It's safer, but it is. I've seen it work wonders. Like, if he goes Bat Rider, gets like an 8-minute blink, gets no mud golems, it's amazing. He controls the game. But you've also seen the other side of it where you get a couple of those pudgy mud golems, you let the anti-mage free farm for 10 minutes, all of a sudden you're dealing with a 10-minute naked Battle Fury, and they spend the rest of the game going, oh man, why did we do that?
Well, he can't stop an AM from farming anyways. So I don't really think the jungle is the point in
but
question.
I mean, there is some difference though to having like a Tidehunter in the lane.
It's more for the supports. The supports can do other things. So if
Yeah,
there's other
that's
lane,
true.
it doesn't really
It
control
pulls
the
the
carry.
supports out of the jungle, so they have to zone out the offlaner rather than just having free time in the
Well,
jungle.
not even out of the jungle. They can pressure the mid. They can rotate the top
Right,
and run
yeah.
2-2-1.
Okay, I gotcha.
It's a lot more complex than just the carry getting a lot of farm.
Yeah.
Ooh, a storm.
Storm, a G Storm here, and Centaur. Fun.
Oh. Is he gonna jungle from level 1 on Centaur?
I don't know. I don't think I've seen him do it with Centaur, but dude, he might. It's ridiculous how often he's been doing it. You know, sometimes you'll see like, all right, I'm getting nothing here. I might as well just go stack because this is literally, zero experience kind of a scenario. But
Are you one of those literally people?
I am a little bit of a literally person. Not that much.
You're literally a literally person.
I mean, sometimes you get literally zero experience in the offline. I've seen that happen before.
Prepare for battle.
But we shall see. So Virtus.Pro Polar. This is a big game for the Polar side. They are actually still in the running for the top 4. And regular VP here, they're totally out of it. I believe they are 6-8 right now. So even a win here will not secure them a spot in the top 4. Their hopes and dreams are done for this Starladder group stage.
And they're about to get nagad.
So we'll see how it ends up working out. Let's introduce some rosters here, though. Virtus.Pro Polar. Are there bets for this game? I'm curious.
I actually checked. I don't believe there are.
There are no bets for this game. Yeah, Navi PR is the next one coming up. Come on, Dota 2 Lounge. It's not like there's anything else going on right now. Dire side, we've got Virtus.Pro Polar. Mag will be offlane here on the Centaur War Runner. DK Phobos headed mid on the Brewmaster. That's Illidan Storm Range, of course, on the Naga Siren. Lil Hardy, the birthday boy, playing the Shadow Priest Dazzle. It's a match made in heaven. Birthday dazzling. And Virtus.Pro
For you, maybe.
Polar's FNG going to be on the Raptor. Mr. Disruptor himself. Dire going to get a lane ward down here in the top lane, and they'll get some vision of this bottom rune as they block out this medium camp here.
Odds should actually slightly favor VP.Polar.
I think so. They've both been playing well recently, but Sentry comes down. VP going to get a little victory there.
The battle begins.
As BZZ runs around the backside and he'll take out this ward. Bounty rune goes the way of the Elder Titan.
Were you the one that was speaking about the VPs as very silent and they just like keep doing their thing? And that's why they've been doing well instead of being involved in drama? Was that you?
I don't think so.
Oh, I think it was you.
Maybe it was me.
was
I'll take credit for that.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
They're like silent but deadly.
Silent but deadly. They do tend to be quiet teams though. You don't see BZZ making a shitstorm on Twitter too often. Keeps it close to the vest.
Or any of the.
Although I also can't read what they write on Twitter, so maybe it's incendiary and we just don't know. Who knows? Yol, he'll be on the Elder Titan here on the Radiant side of things. Jotum takes the Skywrath Mage. It will be BZZ on the Phantom Assassin. G, he'll be mid on the Storm Spirit. And you're in the off lane. It's going to be Yodes. Who the hell is Yodes? Okay. Is this a stand-in? Do we have name change here? Who's playing this Tidehunter? All right, do you know Yodes? One of your friends?
Might be a name change. I'm not sure.
Might be a name change. All right, well, we got the Yodes
forget.
Tidehunter.
Sidoi.
Is it Sidoi?
Yeah, he just changed his name. It's Sidoi backwards.
Oh, I get it. It's Sidoi backwards. Aha! What a trickster.
I got it.
Yeah, well,
The Christmas puzzle.
that's his present to all. Decipher my name. All right, so who else Sidoi in the offlane? So speaking of the offlaners, Mag, trying to get some experience, halfway through level 1, but getting zoned out pretty hard. Kind of the same deal for Mr. Yodes here. Strug City for both the offlaners. FNG being very aggressive. Ooh, they're going to make a go on...
Who's going to give up first blood? First.
Yodes. Looks like Sidoi may go down. There's first blood drawn by Illidan. Meanwhile, in the other lane, Mag put to sleep. It will be a kill for kill. But obviously, Virtus.Pro win the race. And their Naga Siren gets that bit of bonus gold.
Rutro, the Naga. They still don't have anything to really deal with the Naga at all once she gets Radiant spots. Or even just Radiance. They can't kill her illusions well. I mean, maybe if a Storm has a fantastic start, which is unlikely versus a Brute, but maybe he can shut her down with an Orchid with very nice ward placement. But even so, it's going to be a struggle, I'd say, for the Radiant. I
would agree. And now the Naga's off to a pretty damn good start. Not quite in free farm heaven, but still a lot of last hits underway when she clears out this creep wave. And yeah, so the other counterpart here is Sidoi is just getting completely shut down. Not going to say literally, but Centaur is getting a little more out of his lane than the old Watermelon.
You know, I actually think Disruptor's like top 5 supports this patch. The hero is really good.
You think we're going to see him rise in popularity a bit more than he already has been? I think we've seen him picked a fair bit since the patch hit.
Well, I also think he's really good versus a lot of the popular heroes. Void, Tidehunter, Brewmaster. He's good versus all these heroes. Slark.
Yeah.
Storm Spirit this game.
He's really good against certain heroes, but he's also just good in general. Like Glimpse is just one of those abilities. Like I think we talked about it last time we cast together, that it just adds up when you can get those little pickoff kills and the enemies are retreating. You know, you get 4, 5, 6 of those, and all of a sudden your Raptor's pretty close to an Ag Scepter, and you're countering BKBs. Not many heroes can do that.
Oh, soon every int hero will be able to do that.
Mid lane, how's it looking here? Pretty even spread. G with a small advantage over DK Phobos, up by about 5 or 6 CS. Bottle Crow will commence here as Phobos brings himself his stick and his wand rather, and his bottle.
I'm curious to see PA's build. PA's build is going to be the one that's very important in determining whether or not VP has success in the early mid, or enough success, or even if they want to just take it late versus Naga, which
you think there's
I
a chance
recommend.
BZZ goes Midas? What do you think? What do you think about Midas versus Battle Fury PA?
Well, it depends on what you want to do. Midas, the Midas attack speed is useless for PA because she already has attack speed from Blink Strike. So if you're building treads for attack speed, that's a terrible idea. You should just build. You should just build it for the. You get treads for HP or phase to chase people down, but attack speed is highly not recommended for her. But the Midas, it depends on what you want to do. I would say this game, Battle Fury is probably better versus Naga Siren.
Yeah.
Because you want to be clear. But at the same time, like, how often are good Nagas illusions together? They're not.
Right. That's what I was just thinking. And also, I mean, given that this lane's somewhat unchecked, BZZ could probably get like a...
He could get a really fast
12-minute Battle Fury or something right around the time the Radiance comes out. So
well, he could always do both.
Important farm to a Midas.
You don't have
Battle
to
Fury.
pick and choose.
I don't think I've ever seen a PA actually go Midas Battle Fury. The only hero I've seen that actually executed on is Void.
Void? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the classic.
I think PA can do it too. It's just they're going to get a split push, so I don't know. I don't really think they can handle it with their lineup no matter what item they go, so I think they might just have to bank on it going late.
It feels like for VP to take this game, they need to like take some really good fights when the tide is like around the tide, like right when he gets his blink, make some action happen.
I would say around the Orchid with Storm.
The Orchid too. Yeah, well those could come out close at the same time.
Well, they have to kill the Brew. The Brewmaster is just ownage with his ultimate, obviously, as we've seen for the past 3-4 months or so. And being able to once they shut him down, the more they shut him down, the earlier they can break high ground. And the vice versa also holds true. If Brew just wrecks them, they can't breach high ground, which will allow Naga just to go crazy on them.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the servers are continuing to live up to their reputation of being complete shit. Even Christmas not gonna give us what we want in terms of Dota 2 being playable.
What happened to the Christmas cheer?
Dude, I was all about the Christmas cheer until, I didn't wake up today and think to myself, I'm gonna have to fill a few hours while we're stuck in pauses. I didn't make any notes, I didn't research any jokes ahead of time. I was busy thinking about Christmas.
That's what your brain is for.
That's what.
Come on, dude. You don't need research for that.
You've heard my jokes on the fly. They're about as original as The Empire Strikes
So you
Back.
keep practicing.
Practice makes perfect.
How are you gonna How are you gonna get better if you don't practice? It's just like Dota, man.
Yeah, that's true. All right,
Shoot me.
I got to play a little Dota yesterday. It was pretty fun. Killed some people. Wished some Merry Christmases. Did Hanukkah already happen?
I believe so, but I'm not positive.
I think it did. I think it comes before Christmas. Is LD celebrating?
It ends the evening of Wednesday, December 24th.
So today is the last day of Hanukkah. Well, happy Hanukkah. Jeez, look at that. Look at all these things we're learning.
The blanket statement is Happy Holidays.
Happy holidays.
In my school district, they actually had to change Christmas holidays to winter holidays to be more PC.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that. The whole,
What about the Pledge of Allegiance?
What about it? That it says God? Or
Yeah.
what? Or that you have to say it? Or
Either.
what it just...
Either or. They're the same
okay. I mean,
deal.
it's a little... well, I don't know. The Pledge of Allegiance I care less about because it's just like, once you finish high school, when do you ever have to say the Pledge of Allegiance again? I kind of don't really care about it.
But I would say that's even a more bigger deal. Past high school, you can make your own decisions. Before high school, you're following.
Yeah, you don't
everyone
have
else.
to say it though. You just have to stand there and be quiet when they're doing the pledge. You can just stand there.
But
like
that's
dirt.
awkward. When you're a little,
it's awkward.
When you're a little kid, you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, I just think it's different because it's kind of like, I don't know. No one talks about the Pledge of Allegiance, but Christmas is like, you get the Christmas pageant, you do the little musical, you do all this stuff, and it's like a numbers thing, I think there's merit to being ambiguous, like holidays, not making
it's the same numbers. It's Christian people or I guess there's more people that are involved with.
But you celebrate your holidays. You don't celebrate the Pledge of Allegiance. That's why it's different. Like you can
You're forced to say it though every morning.
You don't have to say it though. That's my point. You just stand there.
Well, you don't have to celebrate Christmas either.
No, that's what I mean. They're different. You don't have to celebrate Christmas, but you actually do stuff on Christmas. There's not like a Pledge of Allegiance day. Everyone's just walking around saying the pledge. But
I feel like you have to say that every morning, and it's a little bit more awkward if you're a little kid that you don't say it, and all your friends are wondering why in the world you don't say it.
Yeah, I mean,
as opposed to not celebrating Christmas with your family.
I do
Hanukkah
agree
instead.
that I don't particularly like that all of our money says God on it. I think it should be more ambiguous. But for Christmas, it's like, just because most people celebrate Christmas, not everyone. I don't see why it has to turn into a blanket thing. Why can't we just have the Christmas pageant, then have the Hanukkah pageant? And all the people that do other stuff, it's like, well, that's cool. No one's saying you can't do that, but it's just a numbers game. If there's one person in your high school that celebrates Kwanzaa, we're going to have a Kwanzaa day? It's just not how it works. Law of large numbers and shit. That's not the law of large numbers.
You would be a terrible math student. Do you know what the law of large numbers is?
I actually do. It's like the averages thing. Like when you flip a coin over the long run, it'll come out 50-50.
Yes.
Yes.
That is.
I do actually know what the law of large numbers is.
Okay.
It just felt so good there. It felt so fucking good. Just to squish it in there.
I bet it doesn't feel good anymore. So.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's, I'm weird about Christmas. I'm not religious, but I like there's I don't know if there's a hashtag for keep Christ out of Christmas, but that's kind of what I'm into. I like the commercial aspects. I like trees. I like pine scents.
Sounds like I'm listening to NPR right now.
I like I like eating. I like people being happy, and everyone's just happy around the holidays, New Year's resolutions and shit. Everyone's trying to lose weight by eating ham, drinking champagne in the morning. What a way to start Christmas. Well, oh man, there's not even that much to talk about in this game yet. We're 3 minutes in. Everyone's just farming.
That's why we're talking about Christmas.
That's why we're talking about Christmas. So what do you usually do for the holidays, Mr. Wu?
At home or when I'm outside of home?
Just in both, either or. Personally and family.
Usually play Dota, I would say. Probably last 10 years I've been playing Dota on Christmas. Sometimes I
feel that.
Sometimes I visit my friends.
You do a Christmas stream usually?
I think I have the past couple of years. 2 years ago, I went to Seattle to see some of my friends. Last year, we were in the process of moving
so I guess
your studio.
Your family doesn't do a big Christmas
Well,
jamboree?
they would like for me to visit sometime in between November and February. It's pretty much their base requirement. And if I'm busy, I don't really have to.
Do you guys do stuff for Chinese New Year?
I don't know. I've actually never been home for Chinese New Year.
Really?
It's always well, not since college. It's always like in like late January or early February.
It is at a weird time for American schedules. If you're a student,
why don't they have Chinese New Year holiday? In China, they do.
Because how many people
they
in high
take a
school?
couple of weeks off.
Yeah, I mean, I would be okay with it.
There's a fairly
Let's
large.
just take
Asian
December and
population here.
January off. I mean, winter vacation. That's what we'll call it.
I feel slighted.
I feel slighted. Yeah, you know.
So I don't actually. I mean, I've been to some.
Is there a big Chinese New Year celebration?
Yeah,
is there
there
like a
is
whole
a
like
huge one.
Is it a one-day thing or is it like a whole? Is it like a Hanukkah deal? Where
There's
you've
usually
gotta
like one
spread?
main day because they like to celebrate on like a Saturday or a Sunday, because that's when most people have off. But I think it goes. It's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, I feel that. I don't think I've ever celebrated Chinese New Year. There weren't a lot of Chinese folks where I grew up. Nobody really celebrated
Ignorant heathen.
Hey, man.
How dare you not
I-
celebrate?
I was in Sweden once for midsummer. That was fun. I saw people dancing around the pole, and you see the midnight sun. Drink a little schnapps at midnight. Not a bad way to spend a day in Sweden.
Learning about other people's cultures is cool.
It's fun, yeah. That's why I like traveling, man. It's nice to see what other people are up to. The quirky shit that they get down to during the holidays. Americans do. Some
How
quirky
open-minded
shit.
of you. They're quirky shit.
Hey, man, we do some really weird shit with our holidays. Flag Day. What's going on with that?
Flag Day?
Yeah.
What do we do with Flag Day? I don't actually know.
I think you
I
just
don't partake.
appreciate that flags are a thing.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
hate,
we have
appreciate.
like.
We have a lot of weird holidays.
Aren't those like international though? Like International Pirate Day?
I'm not sure if Flag Day is international, but I mean, Thanksgiving is kind of a weird holiday. Just like
The concept of it?
well, the concept and how it's come to fruition in terms of like the Black Friday stuff and the like Thanksgiving, buy stuff for Christmas, bargains, bargains, bargains. It's like the day that the newspaper's super thick because everyone's got all those ads in there. It's turned into this very weird commercialized like America. I feel
think
like
most of them are commercialized.
yeah, I think Thanksgiving takes the cake though. That is like that is the official marking of the Christmas season. That it doesn't get much more commercial than that, dude. Everyone's trying to buy their Tickle Me Elmos and
I don't know, but places and stuff are closed. I feel like I don't know. Valentine's Day might be more commercialized.
okay, well, yeah, but I put Valentine's Day and Thanksgiving in different tiers. I think Thanksgiving's like a tier 1 holiday. Valentine's Day is tier 2. Well,
now
I mean,
you're
come on, man. Like,
tiering holidays.
yeah. Well, what? Flag Day is not on the same level.
Not everyone celebrates Thanksgiving either.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I feel like I don't really celebrate.
What if you're Native
Thanksgiving
American?
anymore. We had beef for Thanksgiving this year. That felt good. I was really bucking the system with that one. I was like, we're having steaks. Fuck turkey. This is awesome. We're having steaks tonight. Christmas Eve steaks and then Christmas Day ham.
Do Native Americans celebrate Thanksgiving?
I want to say no. That's a good question that I should know the answer to, but I'm actually not sure. I think they probably do. I think they, like,
I mean, you can always say thanks.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like the concept of Thanksgiving is okay. You're just thankful for shit you got, and you're gonna eat food and be with your family.
But
like-
isn't I thought it's kind of messed up, right? How it all started.
a little bit? Yeah, I've forgotten the like full details of like the original
The
Thanksgiving.
values of Thanksgiving.
The values, but the
What are you
values are
thankful?
basically get those Native Americans drunk so they'll sign these trumped up treaties, then we can kill them. Take their women and their gold and take it back and leave them with smallpox and cholera. That sounds like a great Christmas gift right there.
What are you thankful for, Andrew?
What am I thankful for? I'm thankful for having roommates that I don't despise. There's nothing worse than
That's
living with
actually
roommates that
underrated.
you don't like. At least, every business has some troubles. Sometimes we get stressed and people snap at each other. But in general, I feel like we all get along pretty well. And I feel like that is a rarity, especially since we weren't friends before we all moved in. It's just a hodgepodge of, hey, you're from Alabama, get over here. Oh, New Jersey, come on in.
Well, and there's a lot of people, so
Yeah, it helps the buffer. It's a
No,
big
no,
enough.
no, no. I say since there's more interactions, it's more unlikely that everyone will get along. That is not the law of large numbers.
I thought you meant like there's so many people that you can go off with make friends with people in the house, and if there was a roommate you didn't like, there's
We're not
plenty of other people
separated.
you can talk to. Yeah, no, we're kind of a family.
United we stand.
It's nice. I'm glad we have some friends here visiting for Christmas. It's added a nice flavor to the holiday season while LDZ gets his vacation on. Some much needed family time.
That dude does not really take vacations.
He does not, and it's funny when he's on vacation because there's just like it's like he's trying to be more positive. He's written me a bunch of emails since he's been gone, and he keeps including in all this fluff at the end. It's just like, hope you guys are having a really great week. Really sad I can't be there. I'm like,
Which usually never happens.
no, LD like business. LD is all about business when it comes to emails. There is not an extra word. He goes straight to it, and that's it. No thank yous, no pleases. Well, sometimes he does, but this is like,
Doesn't even sign his name.
yeah, he just drops them. And the lot's asking if this is embarrassing for non-Russian casters. I don't know what they're. I'm so embarrassed.
The Wind Ranger facepalm.
Classic.
She's facepalming at her own name.
Look, Lil made that cute little Asian face. He
How's
knows
that-
it's his birthday.
Why is that face Asian?
Isn't that an
You're
Asian
just
face?
racist now.
What face is that?
It's not this is the Asian face.
Oh. Well, then what is that face with the little?
It's just a happy face.
It's just a happy face.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's more like
it's different
Japanese
from these
comic
happy-
character than.
yeah, it's like an Asian happy face. That definitely was derived from Asia. Come on, man. You
Just
get
like we have the EU smiling.
your European smiley face. Just see,
I
look at
just-
that. Lil's doing it. He's smiling right there. He's just
I just like giving you crap anytime you say something that could potentially be deemed racist towards
Yeah.
Asians.
yeah, I know. I like Asians. I had one of my best friends in high school was Asian. It's nice.
Have to be PC, man.
Gotta be PC. No, I did not grow up in a heavy Asian territory. There are only a couple in my relatively small graduating class.
Same here, actually.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I guess the East Coast is just a little less Asian in general, I think, relative to the West Coast.
Well, it depends on where you are.
Yeah, well, that's certainly so. But I would
Just
just say,
like
like, in
West
general,
Coast.
just, I mean,
In general, probably.
Pacific Coast is closer to Asia, so it kind of makes sense. And if you were going to emigrate to America, you would be like, let's just go 5 hours further than we have to, you know? Like, why would you go to New Jersey instead of California?
I think there's like really big Chinatowns in Philly and New York, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every big city has a huge
I think it's been
Asian
such a long time since. I mean,
influence.
it's not like a plane ride that's like 12 hours or 16 hours is that big of a difference. If that's the
Yeah,
only thing separating you.
That's a fair point. That's a good point. Wow, that taco emote's pretty good. That's smart. Look at that. It's a taco. We had Taco Tuesday. Did you get down on the taco? Did you have dinner with us last night? I don't remember.
I did not. I was
Oh,
streaming.
dude. We had homemade guac. We did turkey and shrimp tacos. It was so nice. Had a big family dinner. Watched The Office while we ate. Christmas episode, of course. It's a good one.
I like The Office, and just like most other shows, after a few seasons, it just
Yeah.
gets stale.
It is fun though. Like we have, I got like a bunch of my favorite shows in the Christmas episodes and made a big playlist.
They all say G.
G, are we going or are we remake? It looks like we might load from with a stand-in. I'm surprised they let it say pause this long.
Whoops.
You tell him, dude. I just don't know what's going on here.
Go load.
3:30. Okay, so they're gonna load with a stand-in, it would seem. Well, from the little bit that I could gather from that, I mean. All right, let's cut to our wait screen here real quick. Man, what a terrible VOD this is going to be. This game preempted with 30 minutes of fill. Can I remember the password? I remembered.
Good work.
I know. It's a hard life, man, but someone's got to do it.
When did Illidan Stormrage change his name to Illidan Stormrage SF?
I don't know. I wonder what the SF means.
Shadow Friend?
Shadow Friend.
San Francisco? Certainly not San Francisco.
Yeah, you know, living in the CIS area, just dreaming of the day that I can go to San Fran. God, that would be terrible, dude. Like, if you're coming from a country where the exchange rate isn't amazing, and then going to a place like San Fran, everything must seem, like, unfathomably expensive. All right, Aloha Dance is here. Looks like No Fear is going to be the stand-in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's good. We're only an hour behind. getting there. Timbersaw. Stupid Timbersaw load screen. I keep forgetting to put my Dazzle one back on.
I have Clash of the Ancients.
That's a pretty cool one. I actually like that one. I like that it's kind of generic, you know? It's just like cool Dota-y. Some of the hero ones are too, like, in your face with the hero, you know? I like subtlety. I like a little subtlety in my load screens. Like, unless it's Dazzle. Then you can go all in, but...
Jesus, Andrew.
Okay, so do we actually have a game here? This is 2 for 2 today with replay loads. What a day, Merlini. All right, so we're back in it here. Where were we? What was even going on in this game?
Both offlaners gave up deaths.
Naga got first blood. Okay, that about sums up what's happened in this game so far. And yeah, everyone else is farming mid. Brew losing a little bit to the Storm. G having a pretty good time. Level 5. Cluckles here. Bottle crowing for him. That's nice. Lieutenant Squawkins here on the Dire. Bringing out a Wraith Band. So Illidan going for the Aquila. Brown Boots, Quelling Blade. And, oh yeah, we were talking about what PA was going to do with all that money. It looks like Power Treads. So no Midas, no Battle Fury on the Brown Boots.
The other way is to just get all fighting items early and try and break base early. That's the riskiest.
Yep.
But also, I don't know.
Yeah, like the aggro fighting
there's no
PA
wrong.
kind
There's
of.
no wrong or right way to, I think, to build PA this game.
Yeah, I think one of the, like, it's more of a blanket statement. The more successful PA builds I've seen are kind of the early skirmisher where you go like Aquila, Drum, Phase Boots, and then you go into the Battle Fury starting at like between 20 and 30. So you get a farming tool, but can fight a lot early on. And here we'll see him get aggressive onto Mag. He'll get silenced, set up by the Stomp, and this should be another kill onto the Centaur. He's got a Hoof Stomp. One more will do it, and Skywrath Mage is there with the last hit. Jotun walks away with another kill, and, well, he got him.
Well, generally the reason why she is a better early mid skirmisher is because she gets counter late game by MKBs. But Naga Siren is not really a great MKB carrier at all. So I think that she can actually take it.
Over here now.
G almost ganked in the mid, but he'll get level 6 just in the nick of time. Actually, ding 6 when that engagement's like halfway through.
Zip zap.
So he was able to zip zap to safety, but if only FNG had made that rotation 20 seconds earlier, probably would have yielded a kill.
Well, he doesn't have glimpse.
Yeah, no point in glimpse. Goes for the heavy damage in the Thunder Strike, kinetic field, but we've seen a pretty wide variety of disruptor builds. Didn't we see somebody the other day that like didn't get kinetic field? You've seen, I feel like I've seen disruptors consistently not get every spell and make it kind of work. I mean, though Glimpse is sort of a go-to.
I like it when there's variability in skill builds. It means the skills are somewhat equally balanced. Even Illidan is switching things up with a 3-1-1. Usually you'll see the farming Nagas 2-0-3. So maybe he's looking to fight a little bit more early, although Mirror Image is more for farming.
Well,
than for
to
fighting.
be fair, he did put that 1 point in ensnare to set up that first blood kill they got. That was part of that little skirmish. So perhaps not really part of the plan, but needed to call an audible to make a kill happen. I do like the value point in net, though. It's pretty good.
Well,
Interrupting
I mean,
TPs is solid.
the max Mirror Image is strange because Riptide does a lot more damage than your illusions early, unless you're just looking for the tankability of it.
Yeah, that is kind of strange.
Yeah. I'm not questioning the 1 point, and I'm questioning the more Mirror Image than Riptide. And if you're fighting a lot, I would still say Riptide is still pretty good. You usually just get one in Mirror Image to scout, stack, check runes, or dispel / disjoint stuff.
Well, mid lane could see DK Phobos in some trouble. G with a level 1 electric vortex will pull him back, but the Skywrath not quite there with the silence in time, and Phobos will be all right. Eats his invisibility rune. Just goes right back to him. Hits him with a clap, hits him with a crit. Brings G down low. So, no fear. He's actually the one on the PA now. So, well, how much is this going to hurt Virtus.Pro pulling in a stand-in here at the last second on their 1, no less. One of the more difficult positions to replace. BZZ was the one with the connection issues. Sad times. I think we're going to be in for a pretty quiet early game here, though. Merlini, Sadoy farming in the jungle, trying to get his initial round of core items here. Looks like some Tranquil Boots may be coming. And Illidan, wow, 2,200 gold already.
Well, they had a really nice stack there, and they just used Dazzle, Shadow Waves, plus the Naga illusions to creep, so that's pretty smart.
So maybe that's where those extra points and illusions are kind of coming in.
Yep.
Piggyback on the Dazzle here, who is maxing out the Shadow Wave.
Now we know.
Yeah, it's cute. I like that little bit of synergy. And it's good for the Dazzle. He's one of those supports that needs early experience, wants to get those levels. Ooh, FNG walks to that top rune, bumps right into G. Hello! Gets silenced and blown away. Storm Spirit says it right as that makes it 3-1. Virtus.Pro picking up a couple of early kills here on the Polar side.
Remember, they're supposed to be ahead, though, in the early game versus a Naga. If you're behind in the early game, you're
done for. No competition.
Swift death.
Yeah, that's true. And they're actually not really ahead. I mean, they've got about a 500 gold lead, but experience going the way of Virtus.Pro Polar, it's not a huge
They're ahead
lead
of
they've set
momentum.
up. Yeah.
So, like, this is before Tidehunter even hit 6. So, like,
That's
Storm is doing very well. They have rune control for him. He has a haste rune. PA is free farming, absolutely. So, like, yeah, the metrics might not show that much, but momentum-wise, it's really good for them. And where is Brewmaster going to gank too? There's no one top, and even so, it's really difficult to kill a max Anchor Smash Tidehunter. I can't kill Storm unless Disruptor's there, but he only has 1 level of Glimpse. He's not close to his level 6. And
if Centaur hits 6, they could maybe have a go on the PA or something.
I mean, even PA's
still
pretty
a ways
tanky.
off. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. And wow, Centaur actually goes for a second point in Hoof Stomp. That's a little bit peculiar. I feel like most Centaurs prioritize the double edge so you could actually burst heroes like PA. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, well, the Centaur, you can take half PA's health in 1 double edge, but not going to be the case this go around. So, all right. Mag playing it a little more defensive, I guess. Thinking about leeching some XP here in the mid is Phobos. 200 off that blink.
well, it can be considered a little bit more offensive too, since you want probably longer stun duration versus a hero like Storm if you actually ever get him in a stun.
Yeah, I mean, the duration doesn't really scale that much, though. It's over 4 levels, it's 0.75 seconds. I don't know.
I mean, the damage is...
The damage scales pretty
If you're
well.
comparing the damage of Host Stomp versus damage of Double Edge, it's not that significant in terms of leveling anyways.
Oh, Phobos mid. He might be forced to split here. Gets off a clap, but G will dodge it with the ulti. And, yeah, Phobos will be okay for now.
And that's a blink.
Yep. So now Phobos can be a little more active if he gets a nice aggressive rune. Maybe he'll find one of those S4 haste runes and can go off ganking, gallivanting around the map. What is the proper terminology when Storm dodges an ability with ball lightning? Is dodge the right way? It's not technically a disjoint most of the time.
Yeah, I would say dodge.
He dodges it.
I like to call it invul dodge.
Yeah, it's kind of a unique little. Does anyone else have something like that where it's not a disjoint? It just is like that temporary. Oh, courier! Oh, that's a relic courier! Oh, daddy! Oh my! That is a pretty big pick. We're gonna see another fight break out here as Jodam gets initiated on by Phobos. Mag joining the party and helps secure the kill. On the other side of it, FNG and G going at it. Storm not going to have the damage to secure the kill. Will be forced back, but now the glimpse into kinetic field. The field will expire, but there's a split boulder toss, and G, you are certain to fall here, sir. He'll zip away as far as he can, but he's out of armor, he's out of mana, and now he's out of HP. He makes it 3-3. They may take out the Relic Courier, a big victory, but it is costly.
And he was so close to not getting that glimpse up. I'm pretty sure that was like almost at the max 1,000 range for that cast. That was really close.
Mm-hmm. Well, so Naga, will this actually slow down the Radiance? They will go in onto Yol here. Can they find the kill? Only 1 point in the Poison Touch. So not going to have enough mana to bring down the Elder Titan.
And not a max Riptide either.
Yeah. So, honestly, that Courier pick might not slow down Illidan that much. Maybe like a minute or two. Courier will be up in 2 minutes. He still has 600 gold to farm.
Radiant's middle tower is
still a nice
under
pick off,
attack.
though. Mm-hmm. And looking at the graphs, VP still holding on to that little bit of momentum. First
Dire's
Brew
bottom
split, they're
tower is
proving
under attack.
quite potent. And I guess some space creation for no fear. He will commit to the Battle Fury, grabs the Perseverance, Broadsword, and actually only 300 gold off, so this will be pretty much on point with the Radiance timing between that like 13-14 minute window here with courier delivery times.
I'm not sure how much work the PA is going to be able to get done, though. Or if she just has to sit back and farm. It's really hard to kill like a Brewmaster, let's say. Dazzle has Grave, too. I think they're going to be forced to overcommit if they go for a lot of kills. Like, Storm's going to run out of mana.
Yeah. Like, even Disruptor, you know, you jump on him, and if you don't have that BKB, Glimpse is a pretty valuable tool. Rough game for no fear.
They really need Skyrat to hit 6, too, so they have some other way to burst down heroes.
Yeah, Jodam's still pretty far off the mark, honestly. Almost level 5, but not in a position right now where he's able to readily find experience. If you look at the Dire side, Dazzle is already level 7, Disruptor's level 5, and the offlaners are equal with each other, both sitting pretty at that level 6 mark. So, of course, Ravage and Stampede at the ready here. Tide stacking up the Radiant Ancients. Looks like we've got a pretty big fatty stack here. I'll miss this one, but is that a triple set of golems and some lizards? That's a lot of golems there. No, it looks like just a double set. But
There's 3 Ancient Granite Golems.
oh, there's 3 sets of golems? Yeah, okay. Dyslexia, man.
Well, I think some of them actually died, right? Because there should be 9 golems.
Yeah, they're short a couple golems. It's like a 3.5 stack. Still pretty damn big. Great for Sadoy, and PA might be able to help him farm that up now that she has her Battle Fury out. I think going for Virtus.Pro, I think, is the Storm. You mentioned it earlier, fighting kind of around the Orchid timing. Oh, jump onto Yol. He'll try to TP out, and he'll be successful. Nope. Oh, they put a split for this, too. Oh, my gosh.
That hesitation.
Yep. If you're going to commit, you got to commit.
Now No Fear will clean up that stack too, so they don't even really need the Tidehunter for that. Tidehunter is 6 now, PA level 10. Treads Battle Fury, same timing as the Radiant, so yeah, they're very equal in terms of farm.
A couple hundred gold behind, but nothing that the PA can't recover from. Mag, about a third of the way to his blink. Maybe they'll go for a kill on Jotum here. Naga could definitely kill a support if he wants to use a Song of the Siren or just charge on in. Now the madness begins. Naga illusions spread about the Radiant jungle. Finds a couple of mud golems here, but just a casual Astral Spirit looking at the ground. I don't know if you've got that bug also. That's nice. Looks like the players have it too. I see FNG ping it out. He's just chilling there, you know. That doesn't give vision, does it?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
No, it does not. Okay. I was going to say, for a second, I was like, that could be pretty broken, actually. Just a free ward that you can't do anything about. I guess at least they see it, so
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Anyway, the Storm Orchid. G,
Dire's top tower
not going to
is
have it
under
at the
attack.
best timing. Just an Oblivion Staff now at 15 minutes, but it'll still be solid.
Pretty good with Soul and Treads.
Yeah, that's true. Soul and Treads do slow you down.
Radiant's bottom tower
Mid
is
lane,
under
Lil
attack.
Hardy almost dies to no fear, but he'll be able to grave TP out.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well played by the Dazzle, picks up his Arcane Boots, another TP scroll. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Virtus.Pro, smoked up, ready to go. Who do they find? It's Yol. Stampede used by Mag. They want to close this gap. Yol is speedy, but he will get trampled. Stunned, double-edged, and now Phobos joins the party, hits him with a crit. But Sadoy, Ravage on 2, might find the kill on Mag. FNG gets jumped on by God, but in comes Illidan. Song of the Siren to reset things. The Doves chasing down Mag. They're going to go for G. Kinetic Field, Static Storm, even a net to lock him down. Glimpse back, they do get the kill on Storm. Now Jotum left behind, he'll go down, and it's Virtus.Pro Classic in shambles here. No fear, wants the Naga, and oh my gosh, almost gets it. The coup de grace brings her low, but 8 HP, she lives to tell the tale. Phobos not going to let the Tide get away. An ultra kill here for Phobos. He is on fire all of a sudden, Merlini. Echo Stomp to try and set it up. Earth Splitter, could this be a kill? It could be, but it won't be. Grave is there, not enough damage anyway. Phobos getting gully, he wants to go back in. But they will finally retreat.
What a beautiful sleep by Illidan there. That's what set it all up. G had used the majority of his mana committing to the Dazzle there, and they had a really nice engage, and Panda ult was down, so they thought they could take the fight, so VP actually committed a fair amount to that fight, but wow. What a timely sleep. That completely changes the game.
Yeah, and it also set up for the Disruptor to Static Field Kinetic, or Static Storm Kinetic Field, the Storm Spirit, and of course that's what Irony may have it.
Oh wait, he doesn't have his Orchid yet.
No, that's what I was talking about.
Oh,
that's why I said the timing was so bad.
Oh, so I thought you said he had his Orchid.
No, he has one Oblivion Staff. Yeah, if you have all that, like 15 minutes of all these items is great. He's looking at more like a 20-ish minute Orchid here.
To be honest, he might have to farm Orchid and BKB before he can fight.
Yeah, they've controlled his tempo controlling abilities pretty well. But now Naga, good bit up on the PA. G might get glimpsed back here. Static Storm is there. Can they bring him down? Dazzle hits him with a weave. G making it on the edge of the silence, but can't walk fast enough. Another kill on the Storm Spirit set up by the Disruptor. Oh man, this hero so good against the Storm.
Yeah, it was really ballsy of them to pick the Storm after the Disruptor pick had already come out.
No, it was the Dazzle is what they picked it into. Oh no, you're right.
I think it was the Storm last.
Yeah, no, you're right. I had it backwards. I was thinking the Elder Titan they picked into Dazzle, but no, they picked the Disruptor third, I think, and Storm came after.
Attack.
So, Well, now they're going to have to deal with it. Phobos getting a little gully onto Sidoi. Primal Split will be used. Hits him with a clap crit. Boulder will be coming through. Yol inbound. Yodes will get purged, slowed down into oblivion, and even a stampede committed as think Sidoi will fall. Yep, they'll pick up the kill, and now Brew goes back into Panda form. G, can he find a kill? Nope, he'll be able to blink back before the Remnant can do damage.
It's inexperienced Elder Titan on the support. All the experienced ones, they'll send an Elder Titan Spirit to interrupt the blink after the split. And he did not do that.
Yeah. It's a little tricky to time. Take some practice. Maybe you'll...
It's not tricky to time at all. You just dump your spirit and you follow the earth, and that's all you do.
Oh, because you mean the... like, when he comes out, the spirit does damage right away. Oh, I see. I thought you meant time to Echo Stomp, so he goes to sleep right as he pops back together.
That's ripped.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus, dude, that's not easy. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I have high standards, but not that high. Come on now. It's... yeah, you'll see that a lot with the Panda versus the Elder Titan. And this way, he pays for using ult in that manner. But they're falling really far behind now, and with Panda controlling the game, I mean, it's Panda and Disruptor just owning VP, and then Naga like here and there, and the bomb's about to explode in maybe like 5 minutes or so when she gets her Manta style.
Mag is about to get a blink. He's already been pretty active despite having a pretty poorly timed blink dagger here. But we'll pick it up at the 19-minute mark. Smoke rotation from Virtus.Pro. Jotum, Sidoi, and God rolling through the mid lane, headed to the top. We'll see what they can gank. Still no Orchid on the Storm.
Radiant's bottom tower has been
And
denied.
this will not be an easy gank. No Fear is here, working on the BKB with an Ogre Club up, but they could be walking into a trap. Illidan is ready with a sleep. Net right on the No Fear. Illidan, can he get off the sleep to reset? Yes, he can. Mag comes in, uses a Hoof Stomp, but oh, what a Static Storm kinetic field. Phobos comes in, clap on 3. Storm Spirit and Phantom Assassin go down first. Now Jotum on the run, and Sidoi gets left behind. Godlike streak now for Phobos secured. They'll dive the tower looking for Jotum, and instead they will just take it out. But another explosive team fight, 13-3, and another 2,500 net worth going the way of Virtus.Pro.Polar.
I would honestly not be surprised if VP GG out fairly soon. Just because the way the game's going to develop is if they keep fighting in the next 5 minutes, they're just going to keep getting owned by the same combo. Naga is level 11 now, so 2 minutes sleep. Like every 2 minutes, they can just have this huge sort of initiation, and they catch Tidehunter and Storm, fights immediately over. They catch Tidehunter alone, probably fight still immediately over if they had Brewmaster ultimate up. So the way they counter this is by BKBs, but if they get BKBs, they can't deal with Naga illusions. So they're in this very difficult situation where only like a ton of farm plus BKBs or really slick ganks on the Naga Siren with an Orchid will win them the game, but even then that can get countered by good play from the Dazzle, who can just be there for the grave. So
you know, the more we see this game unfold, it just kind of feels like Virtus.Pro.Polar outdrafted this a bit. You know, you have like Storm Spirit and Brew, who are both good tempo controllers. The difference is Disruptor just easily ganked G twice, and that was enough to cripple his Orchid timing, and now this Storm Spirit not really that much of a threat.
It's crippling his BKB timing is more important.
And that's set up for Phobos now to just be out of control. 9-0-3, BKB Vlad's with his Blink Dagger at 21 minutes. He is living the dream, you know, and as you pointed out, you know, Dazzle able to thwart a lot of their efforts. No real silences to deal with them outside of the Ancient Seal here on the Sky Raft.
I mean, we haven't really seen it come into play yet, and that's a scary part. It's really just Brew and Disruptor just doing everything. And I mean, Centaur just recently acquired his Blink, like you talked about, and there's more pain to be added.
Yeah, well, gee, he's gonna get caught out here, and wow, he just gets slapped down by stuns. Yeah. Now, Sidoi caught in a Static Storm kinetic field, even a weave for good measure. Nowhere for the Tidehunter to go. Right before he buys his Blink, too. He was like 50 gold short. Now even a BKB used by DK Phobos. Jotum going to fall over. It's going to be just a trio of easy pickoffs here for VP.Polar. He's jugging and jiving in the trees, looking for a TP out, but no, that one's not happening. Godlike streak continues. 11-0-3 on the Brewmaster, and well, the streak of domination just continues. Virtus.Pro.Polar now about 10,000 gold, 14,000 experience in the lead.
Radiant's top tower is
and
under attack.
They're winning 4v5.
They pretty much are. Naga's split pushing, still farming, actually put to sleep in the top lane. Gets a tower. PA denies it. And looks to get aggressive, but won't commit. Yeah, Naga's net worth way ahead of PA's now. Yasha to go with the BOTs. Eek. The scary thing is that Illidan is still in farming mode. He doesn't even have the scary items yet. He's still in the just going to sit back and farm. Y'all don't need me.
They really don't.
Oh, here we go. No fear, in some trouble. Mag goes in, does the big damage. Phobos flying on through also. Stampede, they'll run on top of him, and PA, just like that, put into the grave, and Phobos gets another one on the scoreboard. Hasted Brewmaster.
Phobos almost has AC, too. Like, what in the world? Oh, Yol. You dead too, buddy.
Yeah, Phobos just chasing him down with a haste rune. This is pretty damn easy. Hits him with a barrel of laughs, going for the Echo Stomp, but the Brew Split, oh my, not even giving Yol the time of day with a Echo Stomp. Just a good measure, in your face kind of a split there. I like your style, Phobos. Good stuff.
Radiant's
Well, it's
top
not like they can
tower
punish
is
him
under
for it.
attack.
Oh, trying to be sneaky with his Storm Panda there, but no, I'm not going to get too much. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Illidan, he'll just farm it away. 2,500 gold. He's getting the last hits. 2-0 and 7. That speaks to how little pressure has been put on this safe lane Naga.
Is under attack.
There's your Orchid. 24 minutes. And ooh, they're going to steal this big stack here. This is nice. Not the biggest of stacks, but always a victory. Blink also up on the Tide. So 2 key items come out right around this 24-minute mark. I feel like Virtus.Pro need to make it happen now. If they can't do it with these items, I don't know what else they'd be waiting for. Maybe the BKB on PA, but they're getting to that point.
It's the YOLO smoking time.
Yeah. Do they have a smoke? They do. It's on Yol. He may be working on a force. No, that's a Yules. Okay. Yeah. Might wait for the Yules.
The YOLO smoking.
The Yol smoke gank. I like that. And
Radiant's
Naga getting some
bottom
extra
tower
illusions
is
now.
under
Even the
attack.
Centaur.
Dude, Dazzle has a blink.
Dazzle has a blink.
Dazzle has a blink.
Lil Hardy. Well, would you look at that? Arcane Blink Dazzle.
Insert birthday joke here.
Whatever you want, birthday boy. It's all you today. Blink, you know, I really don't see Blink Dazzle that often. Not an
Radiant's
item I've
bottom
experimented
tower
with
is
too
under
much.
attack.
But good for getting off those shallow graves. He does have it maxed out now, so 1,000 range is pretty long. You can sit back pretty far. But helpful for getting those weaves. Can't go wrong with it. Yules is pretty fun on Dazzle also.
Here
Yules
we
is
go.
just good in general.
The YOLO
Oh.
smoke ink.
Let's do it, Yol. You only Yol once.
And
Illidan.
Jadam will reveal the Naga. And she runs into the ward.
In the danger zone. Here we go. Ball lightning down. Orchid onto Illidan. He won't be able to get an ultimate off this time. But the grave is there. Oh, Lil Hardy with the plays. Naga. Song of the Siren available. Going to try to save it. Wants to stay alive. The dubs might be enough. Oh, gets the Song of the Siren off, but still dies to Jadam. Jadam will pay for it, as is his Tide Hunter friend. It ends as a 1-for-2. Phobos gets another double kill. It will cost him the Naga. That hesitation again. Illidan could have just popped the ulti, and I think he would have lived just fine, but didn't want to mess up his brethren back in the rest of the skirmish.
Radiant's middle
So,
tower is under
well,
attack.
first death of the game.
Oh,
for
he
the
almost
Naga.
got saved. He got
Oh,
healed.
gee, he's got no mana. He's just hanging around farming. Gee, my man.
I forgot about the kick on that one.
Forgot about the kick on that one.
The Christmas Eve massacre.
4-21. The dreams have been
Dire's
ruined of a
bottom tower
3-2-2
is
hero
under
score,
attack.
but this is the Christmas massacre, at least as close as they come. Fenji getting some aggressive wards down on both the high ground plateaus. They just have no way to deal with this brew. There's just, I mean, how do you stop Phobos at this point? He's level 18. The next highest is PA at 14. I mean, he's got a full AC, another 800 gold. He blinks in, and all they can do is run away. That's pretty much their game plan right now. If you see Phobos just running, you know, usually Skywrath is pretty good at dealing with the brew. Hops in, hit him with an Ancient Seal, but has there even been a Mystic Flare this game? I don't. Jadam has just been shut down at every turn, I feel like.
He's been struggling mightily. I mean, he's having a difficult time dealing with his illusion.
Yeah. Don't worry. Sadoy's there. He's going to help him out. He only goes down to half HP off of a
Radiant's bottom
casual
tower
brew
is
illusion.
under attack.
I mean, Brew could get MKB at this point and just own the PA.
Yeah. Yeah, he's far enough ahead that he can just keep this momentum going. Illidan, how's his item progression? 1,700 post Manta. Takes out
Radiant's
the
bottom
tier 2
tower
tower
has
bottom.
fallen.
That leaves only one outer tower remaining for Virtus.Pro as Polar continue to tighten the noose a bit here. Upwards of about 20,000 golden experience in favor of the Dire. And with that, they will move into the tricked out Roshan, the big creep with the Christmas hat. ready for fighting, and there's no way Virtus.Pro Classic are going to contest this one here, Merlini.
Especially not into a Naga.
Yep. Not the right hero setup to try and take a fight here. I don't even think they have vision, not a clue in the world. Maybe they're a little...
Storm could make big plays.
Yeah, you know, you could try to zip in and do an Aegis steal, I guess. They will give the Aegis to the Naga Siren up top. G trying to finish off this tower, but we've got a TP in. It's Illidan. Song of the Siren setup. G in a lot of trouble. Who else is coming? It's FNG. Static Storm, Kinetic Field. Nowhere for the Storm Spirit to go, and they get the deny on the tower. This is just, that is a punch in the face. That is a, he's down and you're just kicking him in the ribs. They get the kill, deny his tower after all that hard work. And their cliff resets. BOT is now up on the Brewmaster. That's 2 sets of BOTs for the Dire. This is, we got probably one good team fight left, and then I don't know, what can Classic do? Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Yol trying to TP home. Phobos, he's got the damage. Dazzle's there, Lil Hardy, blast him down with a nuke.
Radiant's top tower
This is the mobile Dazzle here, dude. Blink Force Staff.
Cool.
He's just scooting around. Sidoi losing the duel against Naga Illusions.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Spirit of Christmas. We've got LD and K-Pop Toastus enjoying some Dota on this fine Christmas Eve day, Merlini. This is your chance to make some jokes.
I have no jokes.
I have no jokes. Ooh, Disruptor closing in on an Aghanim's, just a point booster away. This is like the second time I think you and I have seen this week where somebody gets an Ags and doesn't go point booster until last item. It still feels weird. Maybe FNG trying to keep it ambiguous, thinking that he's going to BKB. I don't know. It's kind of odd, though.
Yeah, I think Ogre Club first is okay, but Blade of Alacrity over point booster is just strange. But
yeah,
if you're not going to be carrying in your inventory anyways, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the only difference, I guess, is if maybe you want the point booster where you're about to die, have some unreliable, so you pick up the piece you can get.
I mean, point booster is just so much better HP and mana.
It is like the value item. Gives you so much for the price. Especially on a hero like Disruptor.
In the old school days, people would just get casual point booster. You don't upgrade into anything.
Just chilling.
Yeah, you just get a point booster.
Get some stats.
It's like, you know, instead of massing bracers.
Yeah, just casual point booster.
You just get a point booster instead.
Yeah, I like that. All right, VP.Polar. Maybe it's time to turn up the heat. Aegis. There looks like MKB will be coming on the brew. Has that javelin. I guess it could be a basher. Speaking of bashers, up on the Phantom Assassin now, who's also found level 16. Big coup de grace. And it is a 10-second BKB on PA. I don't know. What's the timing here for Virtus.Pro, Merlini? Virtus.Pro.Polar, I mean. When do they put the pedal to the metal, hit the gas?
Either get 6 slotted on Naga or push with Aegis. Either or. 6 slotted will come...
Why not both?
Pretty soon. 40 minutes maybe.
Yeah. Illidan with 5,000 gold, so close to his next pickup. Probably the Heart. Just needs some raw HP at this point. But they could still fight even with the kit that Naga's picked up.
Heart's probably better with the armor from AC and Vlad's. If he didn't have AC and Vlad's, I think Butterfly might be better.
No fear. Oh, man. Brew just giving him the love taps. Phobos maybe overcommits here. G comes in, hits him with the Orchid. This could be the end of the big streak. Can he get off the split? BKB split it is. Brew lives. Stuns out on Sidoi. Illidan's on his way. Net on No Fear. Illidan looking for the big ultimate. Gets silenced. Uh-oh. Illidan, Ancient Seal, Mystic Flare. He'll be able to live. Yol goes down first. Now there's your song. PA will be isolated for just a moment's time. No one else is inbound, so they'll take the money and run as they get a pick on the Elder Titan. G comes zipping out once Illidan pulls him with a Vortex, but Dazzle's there. Heal, Grave, now G, he's out of mana. He's in big trouble, dies to the Radiant's Burn. Sidoi will help turn things around with that Ravage. Somehow Illidan still alive. Dazzle supporting best he can and doing some serious work. Sidoi, No Fear, the only 2 left alive. No Fear. Oh my, how did that not interrupt the TP? That cast time on the net, he just barely makes it out.
Her cast point's really long.
Yeah, it is. That was really close though.
They did manage to snag DK Phobos' streak.
Who ended up picking it up?
PA.
Oh, that's good. That's a huge boost for the PA.
Double damage.
Pretty much an Abyssal Blade.
Yep.
Not that much.
Still not that great of a fight for Virtus.Pro. Not what they were looking for. Shutting down the Brew is a very small victory across the slew of negatives there, with their team getting obliterated and
all they needed was one more crit.
Tide using a Ravage. Yeah, one more crit. Oh, it's not an MKB. It's actually a Basher on the Brew. That's a little surprising. I guess sort of feeling like they don't need any extra damage to deal with the PA, so just going for the control.
Well, they've been kiting her.
Yeah.
Net and BKB. And
Get some crits to the BKBs. Maybe and covering his bases in case more BKBs come out before this game ends, which could be a possibility. I don't know. Storm's next item probably, unless he just goes straight Bloodstone. Smoke rotation from G and Jotum up towards the top lane. Not going to find a hell of a lot, though. Most of Virtus.Pro Polar grouped up in the mid. Heart of Tarask now out on the Naga, as the Aegis is no more. So we'll be good 4 minutes or so till next Roche is even an option.
Shadow Wave!
Okay, 5 minutes. There you go. I'm not sure the VP.Polar need it. Now with Heart on Naga, they couldn't kill Illidan that easily last go around, and well, this is maybe the big item pickup. Disruptor with the Ags. Forget about your BKBs.
It's only for PA, though. No one else really has items that they can use during Static Storm. I guess maybe ET with Yules.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Maybe the Orchid, but yeah, you're right. Not a lot of use items. Still good. Also ups the damage a bit, doesn't it? No. Oh yeah, well, more pulses of duration, so it's pretty good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Mid tier 2, the last outer tower for VP.Polar. I mean, Virtus.Pro Classic. It's taken out by Virtus.Pro Polar. Meanwhile, on the top, a little bit of split pushing coming from G. Does have a TP.
Are they going to go high ground? They have...
Come on, Polar, you can do it. I believe in you.
Everything but the butterfly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Naga's still pretty far away from the butterfly.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And the dual siege begins. Bottom tries to get taken down by Yol, but he is not strong enough.
Those illusions, though, getting this tower down. About 20% damage done to it. Not too bad, considering they're just illusions that feed no gold. Same damage spread here in the mid lane, and VP.Polar will do this very slow and methodical-like.
They might actually need Arcane Boots, because
they've
Naga's going to run out of mana at this
one
rate.
set on Dazzle. Disruptor does not have any. If they had 2 Arcane Boots, they could pretty much do this forever.
Yeah, Riptide, Song plus Manta, and she's already... I mean, she's only at 380 right now.
Yeah, pretty low. There's a Riptide spam, a Barrel of Last as they move into the towers once more. No Fear clears off the illusions from the tower down bottom, but this tier 3 in the mid, down to about half health. They'll put Illidan in the front lines, and they'll feel pretty safe here. Defensive Weave actually misses the Naga. That's unfortunate. Phobos going to have to take over as the frontliner here. Even if Virtus.Pro Polar decide to back up here, they should be pretty happy with this. They've got VP completely turtling their base. They've done some decent damage to these towers, and they're just buying time till Roche comes back up. So we'll have about 2 minutes or so. Slow siege, Merlini.
It's so difficult to deal with. G is in position to look for a target to jump on, but unless it's a Dazzle, you're going to get grazed. And even then, FNG with a quick Static Storm could put a wrench in all those plans.
Yeah, this is really not difficult, or not easy for Virtus.Pro Classic. There's no obvious way that they should go about this. They have to do kind of one of two things. Hope for Virtus.Pro Polar to make a mistake, overcommit that they can capitalize on, or just find that perfect jump. And some of this is on Lil Hardy here. So far, very good positioning. Illidan, right up on the high ground, goes onto the melee barracks. Was going to cast Song, it looked like. Nope. All right. PA uses the BKB, maybe a bit premature. Now Song to isolate the PA. The follow-up damage will not be there, but they'll be okay to set up on G. Oh my gosh, Static Shield, Kinetic Storm. The Tide makes it out, but the Storm Spirit not going to be so lucky. Now the real fight breaks out. Zyori goes back in, silenced, brought down. Buybacks, negative for both of them. This is 40 seconds with a 5v3 on the field. And now Virtus.Pro Classic in big, big trouble. They've already used their glyph. They have no outer towers. A big creep wave coming into the top. Holy Toledo, look at this. This is close to GG territory, I think. Virtus.Pro Polar, no need to back up here. They can just keep on going. Siege creep. They have just complete control of this game. Is this GG right here, Merlini? It could be.
Yeah, I think it is.
Even if it's not.
They saw Brew ult.
So Brew ult, they have Static Storm up in 30. They'll have Stampede up in 20. Yep, everything's coming back up. Song will be up before Storm is. So mid and top barracks go down. Bottom tier 3 tower not looking so healthy either. There is a Ravage on the Tide. Last time he was blown up before he could use it. Sidoi on his way in, set up onto Illidan. He gets silenced. Static Storm, oh pardon me, there's the Ravage. on quite a few, but Mag, BKB on, goes in on to No Fear. No Fear taking a lot of damage. The Primal Split's been used. PA needs to live here. They get the kill on Dazzle. Now G can feel a little more confident around the backside. Dazzle buys back straight away, and we'll start booking it to get back in this fight. G dies off on the back. The tide gets cleaned up. Buyback on the PA, gets right back in the fray. BKB on, but just getting kited around by Mag right now. He's got the Crimson Guard on, minimizing her damage output. And yeah, this is going to be the last of the buybacks here. G with the long-range zip onto Mag. Is he even going to be able to find this kill? Looks like he will. No Fear doing some work. Phobos still on the ultra kill streak, 21-7. I mean, just look at this guy. GG is called as Virtus.Pro just manhandle their
Might get 2
sister.
godlike streaks.
Yep.
Phobos.
Rampage. 36-8. I mean, that was just the Great Christmas Massacre. I think is an appropriate
Christmas Eve massacre.
Christmas Eve Massacre. True, it is not Christmas Day. What a game. Virtus.Pro really looking good, though. We talked about it quite a bit. Bit of an outdraft, I think, to some degree. Really shut down G's Storm Spirit effectively in the early game. But just look at the raw scores. 0-8 on the Tide, 0-5 on the ET, 3-11 on the Storm Spirit.
They love the Naga.
They sure do. And for good reason. They know how to play it. But all right, folks, we're going to have a break. We've got 2 more games of Dota coming up today. And next will be Na'Vi versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm Zyori, that's Merlini. Stick with us because we're coming back after a very short break.